on what is stress. Stress is body's reaction to harmful situations, whether they are real or perceived. This is something which is very important for us to understand. A lot of us have a lot of us think that it is a psychological, phenomena, but actually it is body's reaction. Whenever we face, whenever we are stressed, there is a chemical reaction that occurs in our body that allows us to act in a manner that prevents injury. Now, for us to understand this, I would like to take you through the history of mankind briefly. Human beings have been on planet Earth for nearly 6 million years. And of that, it is only in the last 10,000 years. So 10,000 years out of the 6 million, which is about 60 lakh years, we have settled down. So for 59 lakh 90,000 years, we have been living in jungles. And in the jungle, when the threat would come from wild animals, and when you see a lion or a snake or a wild bear or something like that, what the body needs to do is, either you fight the wild animal or you fly, which means you run away from there. So our body used to prepare us by, having our heartbeat faster, increase the flow of the blood to our hands or legs. You need more blood in your hands so that you can fight, or in your legs so that you can run. Our muscles tighten and our blood pressure rises. So this is a stress response when we when we see the wild animals in the jungle. But what has happened is we have now started living in the cities, but because we have a very old brain, our body still tends to respond in the same way as it used to respond in the past. So our logical thinking shuts down, our brain shuts down, and our ability to solve problems, take decisions, and think rationally is impaired. When you see a lion, you need to either run or fight it. At that time, you can't think that whether this lion is well fed or not, whether it is going to attack me or not. Or if you see a snake, it's not time for us to deliberate whether this snake is venomous or not. When you see a snake, you need to do something about it. And that is why on the right, if you see, there is a shortcut that takes place in our brain. Normally, when we are not stressed, the inputs from our brain go to thalamus, and from thalamus to occipital lobe for processing. And from there, it comes to amygdala, which is what controls all our body functions. But when we are stressed, there is a shortcut that takes place, and from the thalamus the inputs come to amygdala right away, and amygdala acts. So that time there is no time for thinking, it is time for survival, to get ready to act. And that is how we have survived over the centuries, over the lakhs and millions of years. So this is our body's reaction to deal with the stress. The other thing that we need to understand about stress is that different things, stress may mean different things to different people. We often have group discussions where we talk about, where we pair people up and let them talk about what stresses them. Sometimes people say, I have a challenge with relationship, I have a relationship challenge. Either, I'm having some challenge with my boss or with my spouse or with my parents. And the other person is listening and thinking, how can this be a challenge? My challenge is a much bigger challenge, which is a financial challenge. I don't have money, I don't have a job. And this person is talking. So everybody has their own take on the challenges. And that is why we need to understand that when we are stressed, it is only us, it is only our perspective which is impacting us, which is threatening us. It is not a common thing, it's not a universal thing. Stress means different things to different people. And it, our ability to handle stress also impacts how stressed we feel. If when we are feel stressed, If we can develop our capability to deal with it, if it's a relationship issue, if we invest in relationships, or if it is a money management issue, if we learn about managing our finances better, then our ability to deal with the stress or cope with the stress goes up. So that's a good thing to do whenever we are stressed, and not all stress is bad.